I'm an innocent bystander. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
Come on this way.
Huh?
You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see, barely. I'm innocent. I ain't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. All I know is my side of the story. I can't tell no other story. I'm innocent. And Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time. Right, these all good pimp boy, baby, for life.
That person. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Man, 504 Street Stories. I just like to hear him tell a story. This time he talking about the murder of Big Dump. I ain't gonna act like I know. I ain't gonna say anything about Big Dump. But he seems to be the manager of NBA Youngboy. We seen NBA, he covered a story about NBA Youngboy brother. I thought that was his manager. Maybe this is a co-manager, former manager. But I just thought the story might be interesting. So we're gonna check it out with no further ado. Let's see what 504 say Big Dump has been up to. Oh, my mama.
A lot of people don't know shit. This Nan Drive, Well Street, you know what I'm saying? Nigga don't know about this shit. You heard me? Big Dub grew up over here too.
Tonight on yesterday's double shooting on.
That shit was like nowhere to grow up, man. I don't know how they was having good days and the fun and fast times. That's how I always think when I see down south in areas like that. Like, man, it's so unsophisticated. How did y'all actually even grow up? It's like I wouldn't have been doing nothing but playing hide and go get it with the girls in the bushes from day one.
On Narren Drive, Baton Rouge police say 29-year-old Desmond Hardenat died last night from his injuries. Police say Hardenat and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, it was Big Dump. Let's get real.
Right. Big Dump was that the man that took care of the hood. Rolls Royce, Bentley pull up, he jump in. Right. Everything go me.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was.
Say, bro, Baton Rouge doesn't ever really sleep. Not in the hood where reputations matter more than bread. And a man's name can get him praise, feared, 100. In 2017 and 2018, the streets was locked into a wall that cut far deeper than music. 2 clicks, TBG and BBG. Once shared partners, guns, and dreams. But once the bond snapped, the fracture didn't just divide rappers. It split neighborhoods, families, and whole sections of a city that grew up together. On one side, the top boy gorillas. On the other, the bottom boy gorillas. Hanging up in that wall was the rise of
look like babies.
Young Baton Rouge rapper, NBA Youngboy, powering his way out of poverty into fame. Where he went, others followed. But not everybody walked beside him as a friend. To understand the bloodshed that followed, you have to understand where it came from. The music wasn't just beats. It was the voice of the streets. Pain, ego, disrespect. And when words hit too deep, payback didn't come in a diss track. It came with war weapons. At the center of the story stood Desmond Hardenat, known to the streets as Big Dump. Older than the new wave of rappers, he wasn't chasing fame. He was trusted, a manager and close associate to NBA Youngboy. Respect
that bird chest, baby boy. Damn, they putting them on young. Well, they getting on young. I ain't gonna say putting them on. They getting on young. Ain't even developed into a man. I don't got man money though. Man problems.
Get connected. Someone whose voice meant moves could be made. Dump grew up in the same hood that shaped the names later stamped in headlines. The streets knew him, not as a rapper, but as a man who made things happen. Someone who lived through Baton Rouge long enough to reach his late 20s. Already an accomplishment where some kids don't make it to high school. Calm doesn't shield anyone in the city where loyalty gets tested daily. Out when two former allies become enemies. Out when ego and betrayal boil the city to a dangerous temperature. The spark that set everything off hit in September of 2017 when Baton Rouge lost TBG's G Money, a respected name with the city believing he could take TBG even further.
Baton Rouge police investigating a fatal shooting on Dallas Drive this morning. The victim identified by family as a well-known rapper.
Baton Rouge, the murder capital, man. Everybody needs to straighten up right now.
The victim,
That didn't sound just like Boosie. I had to look up. I thought that was Boosie.
22-year-old Garrett Burton, better known as the Real G Money, was found dead in a parking lot around 1:30 this morning. Now his family is calling for the violence in Baton Rouge to come to an end.
They see what happened right here with G Money, bro. It's so real. If person don't realize it, man, everybody down here in this world need to love each other, bro. Instead of everybody killing each other out here, look at it.
Police say there are no motives or suspects at this time. Anyone with information should give police a call.
His murder crushed the air out the streets. Before the shell casings were even counted, rumors were flying faster than facts. The streets demanded retaliation. They
That ain't no real. Yeah, this is like a video shot or something.
swore somebody would pay. The city shifted. The beef was locked in. There was no going back. Dump wasn't blind to the heat rising. Every week the lines got.
If you ain't in the bushes humping, or if somebody's job pumping hard to get about these situations, ain't nothing left to do but sit around this motherfucker and shoot at each other. It seems like it's already designed for tactical advantage points. You could be under the house, in the trees, behind the bushes, all them bandos. Man, yeah, they off them drugs. Sheesh. Man, that place just look depressed. I ain't gonna lie.
Clearer. Eyes got chosen. The middle ground vanished. You were close to Youngboy. The ops watched you like a target. And proximity to influence was enough to assign a man power, whether he held it or not. The streets started talking. They painted Dump as more than a manager. They decided he was calling shots. They whispered he was strategic, that he was dangerous, that he might be responsible for moves tied to the bullets that cut down G Money. Whether it was true didn't matter. In the war, perception becomes a motive. Even when he tried to live normal, chilling with family, attending studio sessions, and the business quietly, people saw his presence and assumed he was plotting. When the hood decides a man is involved, he wears a target, even in the arms of his family. Early 2010 brought tension nobody could ignore. The city felt like a pressure cooker. Anything could explode in the night. Dump was the online taunt nobody. Wasn't recording diss tracks. His lane was different, but street logic ain't based on evidence. It's based on who you stand behind. That boy Dump stayed close to his people. That felt safer. He stuck near family, friends who knew him best. But even home turf isn't off limits during war. The man is most vulnerable where he's most comfortable. As spring warmed the air, the beef turned dead.
The bar is more vulnerable where you're more comfortable. That's why you gotta get you something up and go.
On the schedule nobody could predict, but everybody expected. The police department stayed busy, responding to shootings tied to the same growing tension, filing reports that never seemed to close. Then May 4, 2018 arrived. Friday was weekend energy, kids out, music playing, people laughing in the driveways. Dump wasn't hiding or ducking life. He was enjoying it, standing outside with loved ones near the 2200 block of Narren Drive, right next to his uncle's house, right beside his childhood home. Then a whip rolled up slow with motors behind the wheel. Pole raised, gunfire popped off, bullets found their marks, hitting Dump and a woman beside him. The shock froze time. The family that had been laughing minutes earlier now dropped to the ground in fear. Dump fell right there in the same place where some say he took his first steps as a kid. That's where he dropped. They rushed him to the hospital, but some kind of bullets can't be fixed. By the time night fell, BR lost another name that mattered. The woman beside him survived, but nothing about her life stayed untouched. Other right to mark shell cases and take statements nobody wanted to give. In that part of BR, silence is not suspicious, it's protection. People who talk usually get remembered by the people at their funerals. Investigators confirmed.
Remind me of Yo Gotti, the young dog. Was that Young Gotti? Young dog brother, Big Jake. Ain't that his name? He got killed at the funeral.
Witnesses already saw it. Drive-by, shots fired from a passing vehicle. Suspects gone before anyone could blink. They identified Dump publicly, added another unsolved shooting to the stack of bodies piling.
Maybe it wasn't Jake. Maybe it was Juke.
Up in the city.
Yesterday's double shooting on
Big Juke.
Narren Drive. Baton Rouge police say 29-year-old Desmond Hardenat died last night from his injuries. Police say Hardenat and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. That happened near the corner of Narren and Baywell, where We're told the woman's injuries are not expected to be life-threatening. If you have any information on the case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number, 344-STOP.
The streets didn't wait on official reports, though. It connected the dots immediately. It said that this was retaliation, that street justice had called his number, that Dump being close to Youngboy put him in the crossfire of something way bigger than him or any other guns that he carried. Phones lit up across BR. Dump just got hit. He gone. Who did it? Those were the words lingering in the hood. Shock didn't last long, though. It turned to anger. It turned into memories. It turned to payback plans. Dump's sister later spoke on how unreal it felt. One minute he was smiling, then he was lifeless on concrete. Dump wasn't a monster to his family. He was a protector, a provider, a father figure to younger relatives. He was a man who lived for his people. Detectives tried to build a motive tied to the wall, but without cooperation, their work stalled. The hood has its own laws, and snitching is a death sentence. So the file sat there, waiting, dust collecting, questions unanswered. Meanwhile, the other side of the beef wasn't crying. They were celebrating the scoreboard move, because the darkest part of war is how it erases humanity. That becomes the bragging right. Somebody losing their life becomes a win. The block where Dump dropped reopened like nothing had happened. The blood got washed away. The city kept moving, but everyone who saw it, every family member who screamed his name, stayed stuck on that moment. The streets could already feel tension rising in the days that followed. Beef didn't pause for mourning. Retaliation talk spiked. Someone else would have to fall. That's how these wars continue. Baton Rouge Police Department recognized the escalation immediately. They started watching social media harder, tracking suspicious movement, monitoring young affiliates around each side. Nobody had been arrested. Nobody had been charged. Everybody knew more gunfire was coming. Online, fans turned real bloodshed into entertainment. They argued over who would spin next, like it was a movie script. For Baton Rouge mothers, this was in comments and emojis. This was hospital hallways, funerals, and obituaries. Dump's laws hit hard within his circle. The streets say NBA Lil Dump felt pressure to step into the shoes he wasn't ready to fill. Grief mixed with ego and pain, a dangerous combination. Young minds raised around retaliation. Detectives studied the pattern. Murders continued through the rest of 2018. Shootings a few months apart, each one rumored to be linked right back to the same damn wall. It carefully avoided naming suspects, but anyone paying attention could see the message. This wasn't random, and this wasn't stopping. Police documented each scene. More casings, more bodies, more families forced to bury someone they loved over something that started with fractured brotherhood and bruised ego. Silence stayed the rule in the hood. I saw everything. Miles said nothing, and the wall adapted. Slicker moves, quicker exits, smarter patterns. Bullets became the language spoke most fluently in the hood. People in BR learned hard lessons, though. Popularity paints a bullseye. Standing beside the wrong name gets you murked. Even if you never shot a bullet, street affiliation can bury you. Music outlets outside the city treated the wall like viral content, reaction material. They didn't know the ER nurses who cried behind curtains, the funeral homes calling families about payments, the kids who couldn't sleep because gunshots kept waking them up at night. They didn't know Baton Rouge the way Baton Rouge knew itself. Inside the police precincts, Dump's case sat unsolved. Detectives pinned new shootings to maps, each one a piece of a puzzle no one could force together without witnesses. From Glen Oaks to Sherwood to Scotlandville, fear spread like mildew in an abandoned house. The city had changed forever. The war didn't end. It didn't slow down. It just evolved. Dump's death confirmed a truth etched into the pavement. Being important to someone powerful in Baton Rouge makes you a target to someone else chasing that same power. It's not about being a rapper, not about having views, not about clout. It's about affiliation. And affiliation could get any man dragged from life to memory without warning, without reason that makes sense, without time to say goodbye. Anyone with half a brain knew this wasn't over. The beef continued through lyrics, through retaliation, through late night drive-bys, or car windows rolled down too slow, through young men who still believe the only way to honor the dead is to create another one. Dump's story doesn't tie up into a neat ending. Street violence never does. The truth remains cold. As long as the war and BR breathes, anybody connected, artist, a manager, shooter, a partner can go from living life to losing it in the exact same hood they once learned to walk.
Man, that hood look like you living and losing life simultaneously, regardless, just from the pictures you show, bro. But I can't say this about them drill scenes in Baton Rouge, Chicago, um, Memphis, some other places, bro. It really be connected to some war with the artist, man. That's crazy. This game was built on studio gangsters. It's going out on the real deal, man. Rest in peace to Big Dump. Condolences to those that loved him. So his grandparents there at your school?
Grandparents.
You didn't know I was your grandparent?
Yeah, I was here. I know you were my grandparent.
You didn't know Papa meant grandparent?
Yeah, I know.
You know now, huh? I love you.
I love you too.
You gotta go get with go sit down where you're supposed to sit with your kid.
Snake wasn't that personal. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.